Yeah, this is exactly why I don't play ranked match anymore. Fucking people who use turbo all the time. I screwed that up. I was supposed to dash forward. He's sitting there not only mashing, but he's got turbo on every fucking button on his stick. Or his pad or whatever he's using. And this is what happens all the time. And this past 2 days I've been, whenever I lose, I'm not a sore loser. I go back to the replays and I see, what I did wrong, and I go and I check out these replays, and this is what I get. I get the other person who's mashing out turbos. I mean, come on, what kind of shit is that? Like, you don't even give his joystick a break. It's just mash, 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 turbo, turbo, turbo. See that shit? And I played this guy before, and I always thought to myself, hey, he's not a bad Ryu, he kind of did his thing. But then you see this shit, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like to give people credit for winning like this. I mean, if you beat my ass, you beat my ass. But if you're mashing, see, I can mash. I can use turbo. I have every single joystick I have, all my fight sticks, they all have turbo. So I could do this too, and I'd probably win a lot more. That's right. I'd probably, get a lot more, I'd win a lot more battles or whatever. But it's just like, I don't get any satisfaction out of doing that. Matter of fact, these are all my matches that I played just recently. This one, I lost, I lost, I lost, I lost. I won that matchup. I lost, I lost, I lost. So just on this screen here, this is how many matches I lost. 4, 5, 6, 7. I lost 7 out of 8 matches. Just keep going. I lost, I lost, I lost. I'm not saying that everybody here used turbo, but I go back to the replays, and yeah, most of them are using turbo. And I'm not saying that's why I lost, because sometimes I lose just because I play like an idiot sometimes or not paying attention. But when you get nickel and dimed through damage because somebody's holding down forward, and has turbo button, and you're getting beat because you're missing your links. Like, if I would not miss my links and play perfectly, I would win a lot more, obviously. But there's times where there's no way that my combo would have got broken in the middle of it with a perfectly timed dragon punch or ultra for that matter. If you get beat with an ultra, because you still have time to recover, if if you're doing a combo or a block string and you mess up timing, you shouldn't get hit with an ultra. That only happens if the ultra is done exactly as your link stops, and then they input that because you don't have enough time to recover, and that happens a lot. And then when I go back to the replay, that's what happens. Like this one right here. This was the first example. This was the match that made me realize that I need to start looking at my battles more and figure out who's using turbo and just stop playing these people, because I get no satisfaction out of beating somebody who's just sitting back with his hand on the joystick with all the turbo buttons flashing. I get no satisfaction out of beating them, and when I lose, it's a little tough. Now I've noticed with Adon players that a lot of people use turbo, and there's a reason for that, because his moves are like it's all kick buttons for the most part, any direction, and they're really hard to they're really hard to like predict his moves, and his cross-ups are really good, and it's a hard character to learn. So if you're using turbo and you're using Adon, you don't even look like this right here. He mashed out turbo, and I was doing links, and I messed up completely, and he mashed it out and he got it. And if you look at his input, obviously he's mashing the turbo. I won that round. I did not win the next two. But yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, what makes it tough is normally I wouldn't even care as much, but I'm playing online. There's some lag. There's little input, and I have like brain input too, where I'm just not doing doing the links right. I'm using a charge character. You get all these factors in, and I'm playing against somebody who doesn't have any of those factors. You're using a Shoto character, you're mashing the directions and you're holding the turbo buttons down. Your moves are coming out no matter what you do. It might not always be the move you want, but a move's coming out. And if you do something during my block string and I don't get it perfectly down, or I just missed a link, you're beating me, you're doing a counterattack, or you're doing a reversal, and you're destroying me in the process. Now, how do you deal with that? You know, you just gotta get around it. You gotta play smarter, but you don't have to. You know, you don't really have to fight the style that they're fighting. Like he's not playing a style. He's just jumping around. He's mashing the buttons, and that's what works. And I've noticed, especially in this case, this person 3,000 battle points, which isn't really a lot. But I played people who are 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 battle points. And even though some of them are actually fairly decent, at least have a strong, concept of how to play the game. Obviously, they've played enough matches. You play 5,000 matches, even if you're using turbo, you're gonna learn something in the process. But I'm just realizing that they're still using turbo. Like they can't stop using turbo. Like this right here, I messed up my ultra. He's mashing, whether or not he had turbo or not, he still was gonna get that ultra out. But you can't even do one single move without having the turbo button activated. It's like, holy shit. And to be honest with you, I've gone into training mode and I've tried it. I've tried to see how these people are even managing to use turbo, because you have no control of what the hell you're doing when you're using turbo. But the thing is, it's like people are starting to master the game with turbo, and that's pretty deadly combination, really, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's pretty much my little rant and rave. Like, how far does this go back? Does this keep going? No. Well, anyway, this was from the first, but last month there was a set. This is just friendlies. That's why it goes back and forth. Or casuals, I should say. Friendlies, yeah. But I started playing all these ranked matches. As you can tell, I lost almost every single match. Well, I didn't lose all of them, but I lost most of them. And then I go back into the replay to try to learn something about myself, and then I find out that I should start using turbo and I should stop using Balrog online, one or the other. And I'm never gonna do that. That's my character right now. I'm pretty good with him. As long as I keep using him, that's what I think. I'm just gonna stick with him, regardless of losing to all these people with all different types of ranks, all different types of characters. It doesn't even matter what character they are, they're still using turbo. And turbo beats Balrog, straight out. If you have a problem with Balrogs online, you just use turbo, because it's the only thing that's going to break those links. But anyway, yeah, that's frustrating. So what's that mean for me? All that means is I'm going to stop playing ranked match, because it's too frustrating to consistently lose against bullshit like that. And I'm sure you all can relate, and maybe some of you are using turbo and are like, well, I use turbo because I'm just not that good at the game, or I'm good at the game but turbo helps me out with the lag. Whatever your excuse is, whenever you play Quarren Stew, I will never have turbo activated. Never. So you can feel rest assured that when I beat you, I actually really beat you. And when I do my links and I do my combos, and I actually did those on my own. I didn't mash nothing. I didn't turbo nothing out. And that's just the way I roll. So hopefully, if we have some matches in the future, that you might play the same way. But there ain't no guarantees in the world of cheating. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I'm gonna do. And I'm taking a break. And I think I'm gonna go practice some third strike. It's a lot harder to cheat in that game. Alright, thanks.